So here's a quick review on the new Vango Equinox. I think they had an earlier iteration, but this is the Equinox 200. I had originally ordered the Equinox 300 for myself, which is a fair substantial amount larger, but for me, once I had that laid out, and I thought pitching that alone, that's going to just be, potentially challenging, especially in adverse weather. So I traded it in for the smaller version. So I just want to give my thoughts on this tent, given the fact that there's not actually been any reviews yet. Just first thoughts and impressions. Firstly, that doesn't seem to notice as much with the naked eye as what it does on camera, but I guess they all kind of do that a bit. Probably just stretch it out a little bit more. It does take a little while for the fabrics just to settle. I first noticed that there was a very big gap here, but then after the fabric has, of course, had time to just sort of stretch out to its full degree over these arches, it is pretty low now, or well, low enough, and you could easily just span it, like stretch it a little bit more and pull these things if you wanted to get rid of that gap a bit more. So that's actually perfectly acceptable now. So you've got air vents at the back here. Hopefully that will be sufficient enough ventilation. This is the sleeping compartment. This is the living compartment. And you've got your front flaps here. This actually opens up with a fly sheet. I think it's called a fly sheet, like a mesh sheet. Yeah, stop bugs and things. Just the bulk of them, because they could still get underneath. It's just to make it a bit nice if you want to just chill in the vestibule here. So this is the vestibule. That's my camping crate for my food. So it would be better to have something a bit lower, because then I could push it that way a bit more. But the alternative, of course, is to move it to one of the sides and use this front door, which might be better if it was raining really heavily, but it's not. So you can see you've got an average size gap now. Not really a problem. The tent itself looks to be constructed of a very good material. It's got this nice kind of squarish weave, which actually is more than just a pattern. It's got a bit of a texture to it, so I think that adds more. It's like that ripstop, but done properly. So if you accidentally made a hole in it, it wouldn't just all rip open. So that's good. I've got to say I'm impressed with the build quality of the tent. Like all of the seams, they're all very. I don't know which way I had the camera. I should have had it the other way. Too late now. Yeah, they're all nicely plastered over with this tape stuff. Well done. There's another tension band here. I just packed it away because it's not needed. You've got your little porch there. You can't see it all because I've got that there. The only thing I wasn't so sure about was these. I don't know if these are the standard, but it looks like a bit of slightly thick gaffer tape, really. It's strong, but it's got this little split here, and the bathtub thing that you get with it, ground sheet, sorry, it has like a tab which goes through here, and here there's one tab because there's one corner, and then you've got the little hooks that go there, and you've got your thingies that clip on there at the bottom of the tub. But here, this side, because it gives the option of folding it flat to fold it under, and the same with this side, is there's actually two tabs, like little buttons, like duffel coat buttons or whatever, and you fit one through, and then you've got the elastic through, and then you have to kind of squeeze the other one, and I don't like it. I think it's a bit too much, but apparently this is quite documented, and what people do is they loop like a once or twice round with a bit of paracord to kind of make a new thing, and then they put the little toggles onto that just to save from potentially tearing that. It's probably fine, but I just don't like it. I just think it should just be a bit bigger, beefier. It just feel better, but it's as it is. So yeah, you've also got a bug sheet or whatever it is on here. 2 front ventilations. Nice, good quality zipper. Can't complain. Nothing feels too torn. Like when you zip it, it's clean. You've got a double zip, so you can, leave a little bit open or whatever. So yeah, in terms of usability, I think I've got my command position here. So I've got my nice seat. That's practical. Like that's definitely usable for one person. Like my head isn't touching the top, so I can sit comfortably. Excuse the grass. This is my own innovation. This is like a brick of foam, like a yoga brick. Excellent to save the knees. It's great when you just come back a bit tired and you just like boom with the knee. Nice and padded. Great when you get in and out and go to your food, whatever you've got. So that's all the food stuff in there. It's all very organised. And cool bag. So yeah, you got ample space, really, I would say. If you keep it tidy, that is. Nice little shelf. So, moving on. Hopefully people still have an attention span, because this day and age people don't seem to possess the attention spans they once had. I would have liked this to have been optional to have it all the way. I'm being a bit picky here because that's still a substantial window, but given the fact that it's quite hot sometimes, it would just be great to be able to just sleep with that wide open. But again, I'm being picky. This is nice because you can very easily do it with one hand. It doesn't get caught. You can easily imagine you're in your sleeping bag and you can zip and unzip it, so that's perfect. Also well designed. Tuck it in here. Very practical. And of course you've got your crib. Mine's over engineered as always. It's always like to come with too much bedding, because that's actually the right amount. So yeah, sleeping bag, pillow gets all cozy in there. That's actually a grande size. So really this is a one-man tent if you want to do the job. Like this is car camping I'm doing, like just big barrow, wheel it across the field. It's not like a wild camping. Obviously if you're wild camping you'd have to have a more skimpy rig, but I like my creature comforts, so it still gets me out. I like the form of the tent. So you've got your nice air vent there. You've got a big gap between the inner, where the vent is, and the outer vent. So that means you'll also get a nice bit of ventilation from the sides. So I'll say Vango have done their homework. You've also got these mesh pockets all the way around. So yeah, space for your clothes. No, what can I say? Space for the bits of tent bag and stuff. Yeah, sufficient, I'd say. So in really bad weather, obviously, like if it rains a bit now, probably just move this a little bit. If it really, really thrashed it, just to stop this not coming over that, but it's not likely. But in worse weather, of course, you'd put the tub in. But it's always advisable to put something else underneath to protect it, especially in the bit where you're scooching your butt around all the time, because it just makes sense. So just to conclude the review, it's quite a long one, about 10 minutes. Let's make it 10 minutes ish. Need to give just some visuals of the outside. So here's the tent from afar. Further. It is new, so it's still got a few creases. That's because I kept tripping over it, but I say it's not really needed in this weather. So yeah, very good quality. Seems decent. Seems well thought. One minor thing is worth paying attention to. When you first pitch it, this is goes a bit like a scrunchie. It all sort of bunches up a bit, and it's pretty tight getting those poles through. It's not impossible, but it's a little bit too tight. I did notice the second time after the test pitch that they went through more smoothly. So given a beating from the rain, a bit of wind, I think just pitching it, it just naturally just finds its way. So these are performance models as far as I know. So if the weather did turn to gales and driving rain, I'd be nice and snug as a bug in a tent. Just a few more. So I'd say for a one-man show, that's perfectly practical. You could probably cook in this little entrance bit if you did it well. So exciting stuff. So that is the Vango Equinox 200. And it's much like some other other Vango models. It's just it's got this more special poles, maybe slightly better fabric. I don't know. They're all pretty much the same design. The tunnel tents from Vango, you've got your sleeping pad, you've got your little living space. But it's good because you can easily reach in that to arrange things. I can see myself, I could easily probably slip into my clothes, waterproofs. Maybe in real dredging weather it'd be a bit of a chore, but like general weather, just a general rain, I'm probably in good ground here, probably in a good tent here. So that's my first impression review of the Vango Equinox 200.